And it's we're here at District 2. I'm here with the legend himself. I know he hates that, but I don't care. KDot.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? How many people we got in here, MLH?
Nobody yet,
Okay.
but trust me, it'll come.
Will,
It's coming. We're gonna wait a couple minutes. Let's get into the shade here. We're gonna explain what we're doing here in just a minute. This is part 2 of a series. We already went to headquarters, which is District 1, I believe. This is District 2. We're here for specific reasons, but also to make sure that they took down the signs, make sure they respect our right to record inside the public lobby, which I was pushed down in, I think, what was it, District 6?
6.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll eventually get there, but we're on District 2 today. Let's see. Anybody in there? Nobody yet. There's one person in there. Let's go live chat. All right, there we go. Let me get out of there. Okay, so KDot, you want to first explain what we're doing here? There's 2 reasons we're here. KDOT's going to be filing a complaint, and we're also making sure that the signs are down here and we can record in there with no issues.
Yep.
So this is an actual audit in addition to some business that needs to be done here. So what is your complaint, KDOT?
Okay, so, guys, several months ago, I
What's up, Dan?
did a live. You want to go back to that video on Officer F. Little. Badge number 07040.
Look at this guy. He even knows the badge numbers of these guys, man. Holy shit.
It was the black gentleman with locks. We don't call them dreads because it's disrespectful, because dreads were lamed as, they're short for dreadful. So
What's
we
up,
call them
Hello?
locks. We don't call them dreadlocks, we call them locks. It's part of our culture. So anyway, so this guy, I simply asked for his business card,
Hello?
and he had an attitude. So he got called a bitch and, you know, all type of other colorful language. He probably didn't take too kindly for, and so I filed a complaint against him because of his unprofessionalism, and they declared that he didn't do anything wrong. So I had DJ'd a party last week, and didn't recognize him at first, and then he started saying, "Oh, it's funny how karma works, huh?"
That sounds like a threat to me, KDOT. That's
yeah,
funny how karma works.
funny how karma works. And I think he was talking about my arrest that me and MLH had. So he watches the channel. Hi, Officer Little. So somehow he found out. That's what I'm assuming he was talking about. So I don't particularly find that particular funny. He was cussing at me while I was DJing and all this type of stuff. So I told him to get the fuck away from my table, and that I'll see him again, and I will. I'll see him again. We're up here, and we're gonna pay him a visit. If he's not here, then we'll just go ahead and speak to his higher ups, and we'll file a complaint. And that's what we're here to do.
Just file a complaint. Yeah. Let's go see if any of those signs are still up, which I doubt, because according to Chief Thomas, directly to me and an email form, which KDOT has at his ready, there should be no signs here, and we shouldn't get any shit for being in here recording. It's been a little while since I've been to District 2, but I am noticing that they have no signs up there.
Well, that's in Spanish. What does that say?
That has it doesn't say anything about no recording.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one here, and there was one on this deal too.
Yeah.
So good on the chief. Ooh, that's a safety hazard right there. Yeah. I don't know, grab that and push that. Yeah, I can't bend that far, Kate. Otherwise I would. All right, let's go check it out. Now inside here there could be spotty service, so we'll see. Toy donations, if you guys want to donate toys.
need to speak to a sergeant.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that concerning?
It's a complaint.
Ellie the Gumballs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check those gumballs in a minute. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I gotta use the restroom following him in there. As much as you ladies want that. Snark, welcome. 420, welcome. Hoji Pelone into his. Okay, thank you. If you see anybody that's sitting at the desk over here, normally it's because they're in a little bit of hot water. I'm not going to say those guys in particular are in hot water, but these are the gumballs that Ellie was talking about. They look different, Ellie. Oh, this one is empty now. This one's just toys now. Now they got, well, they're not Mike and Ike's, but they're like that, like jelly beans, I guess, and then runs. It's gonna be a while. What day is today, Fab? He says today's Saturday, Fab. Tomorrow's the Broomies. I hope you guys join Bernie and I tomorrow on Bernie's channel at 9 Eastern. We're gonna have a really fun hot tub, first ever annual Broomie Awards. Totally arbitrary, of course. Yeah.
What sergeant is
As he runs in the police station. Gumball Lights Matter. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while, so I figured we'd sit because they never.
What they say? What is it?
They never come out right away.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna stand all that time.
Yeah. Did they say something to you?
Yeah, that he'll be out.
Okay.
I don't know which sergeant, but.
Beards.
Oh, okay. Beard.
B. I said B. BEARD.
Yeah. So there's going to be a complaint filed. They don't have any complaint forms out here. Remember, they used to have complaint files here that we made them put out here, KDot, and they no longer have them out here. So
They don't have the complaint.
oh no. Do you see any? Look, let's do the rounds.
Yeah. See, check it out.
Nope.
They have that sign, but it's
Oh yeah, beyond that point. Yeah, I don't care. I mean,
if
that's restricted.
restricted.
That was the sign that was over there.
Yeah.
You know, at the front, and they just moved it to over there, and that's fine. No unescorted public escort. Okay, of course. I'm gonna ask him if he has a complaint form. Yeah, they're busy doing dumb shit. Top cops. Those are the top cops. I wonder if any of our faves are on there, KDot. Oh, these are top cops, everybody. Top cops. Proud of that. That's 2016. That's kind of old. Becky, welcome. Nice to have you
How
here.
many people got in there?
It's like 17. Get
Ellie's
that.
in there?
Ellie's in there, of course.
Okay.
Just in case any
Hey, Ellie.
BS goes on. You know what? I am gonna ask if they got a form. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. We're not done with the gang unit either, man. We got to figure some stuff out with that too. Gang unit.
Oh, you can get some of their cameras too.
What's that?
I think I can see your car right there.
Oh, you see it?
Right there on one of the cameras.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They got that. Officer, can I get a? Do you have a complaint form by chance?
We don't have anything like that. We just have you just
Last time I was here, you guys did.
form.
Yeah, complaint form. For those who don't want to do stuff online.
I mean, I can give you a blank statement form, but we don't have like an official form up here. Those are provided by the sergeant who downtown.
No, you guys have them here. I've been here before, and you guys have them.
Okay. Well, all I know of is a statement form I can give you.
Okay, you can give me that statement form, but you guys also need some complaint forms. They used to have them out in the lobby. I don't know why that was taken away. Probably because you guys don't want any complaints, but
No, that's not the case.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
So they do have a complaint form.
No, it's not a complaint form, just a statement form.
Statement for like a police statement.
I guess, I don't know. But they do have forms, they just don't want to give them. And that's another thing that needs to be addressed with the sergeant when you get them out here.
Yeah.
Because last time I was here, they had complaint forms. It wasn't here, it was like over, there was a different stand that they used to have, and it had,
Forms here. What is that?
which ones?
What is this?
Denver track? Oh, that's for like vehicles.
Oh.
Like if you want the police to track your vehicle.
Protect your vehicle. Don't be a puffer.
Yeah, don't be a pup. That's the dumbest thing. It doesn't apply to mine because I have an electric vehicle that shuts on and off.
Or mine.
Yeah.
And they won't get that far.
Non-pick, welcome. Nice to have you here. Oh, if I were to ask them for accommodation form, they would definitely have that. You know, I mean, they would bend over backwards looking for that. You know. Ugh. Yeah, accommodation forms are readily available, but complaint forms, you can fuck right on off with that. I'm sitting down, guys. I can't do this. What else we got? Did I miss anybody? I think I got Snark. What's up, Snarky? Fab Driz and Hezzy. Bernie B. Corselli. Pelone, the OG. 420. Who else in here? Hit that like button, y'all. If you haven't already. That definitely helps bring more people in. What's up, Davin? Davin in the hizzy too. Just now saw you, Davin. They act like it's like the most foreign thing when you ask for a complaint form. Why would anybody complain about us, KDot? Why would anybody complain about the police, KDot? Can you please tell us reasons why people would complain against the police here in Denver?
Multiple reasons.
Right. But you see how unaccommodating this is, KDot? If you want to put in a complaint form, they'll tell you to go online, and when you say I don't want to go online, the problems you get. Look at the problems I would have got if I would have continued. I just didn't feel like arguing, you know.
Look, the old school way still works.
Right.
It actually works even better.
Yeah, the old
Because
school
then
way.
you can hold them more accountable.
Right, because there's a paper trail that way.
Correct.
You do it online. KDot and I have had this happen several times where we put something in online and it just gets lost in the ether for some weird reason. Now, paper can also get lost in the ether, but at least you have somebody that's held accountable right at the beginning. You know, when they sign that paper and they give it back to you and you got a copy in your hand of a complaint form, you know at least that it's going to be processed. Now, whether or not anything happens with that, I mean, we obviously know that nothing ever gets done, really.
Right.
You might get a stern talking to, you know, if it's something super egregious, but nothing really ever happens. But the point is to catalog all this stupid shit and then eventually have a huge complaint to the city itself to say, hey, you guys got a huge issue. Look, all these complaints here were put in, and nothing, absolutely nothing happened for some egregious shit that officers do on a daily basis. And now we started going down this rabbit hole, KDOT, with Littergate here at District 2, where you and I both witnessed an officer littering, and they found that he did not litter. And we can 100% prove beyond a shadow of a doubt he did litter.
We broke it down. I think we did a panel on it.
Yeah,
if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
and it seems minor littering, right? Like I wouldn't want somebody like readily like giving somebody a ticket because they dropped a fucking
But if
wrapper
you
out of
don't
their
get the
pocket.
small stuff,
What's up, Chris?
they'll think in their head that, okay, I got away with this. Let me see what else I can get away with.
Right. It starts with the little stuff.
So
And now that's a bad precedent for that officer.
Yeah.
Because now he knows not only can I get away with littering, what if I steal a donut from a donut shop? What if I steal something somewhere else? What if I rough up somebody? I mean, you see the progression, like things that they can get away with.
prime example, I did a video on a young lady who was an officer. I believe it was in Arizona, and she shoplifted. I got a lot of views on that, by the way. I appreciate you guys for supporting that. But yeah, she was literally shoplifting. She would take prices off a cheaper item and put them on an expensive item, and then have it rung up like that. And so, yeah, she got caught doing that. And it's crazy because they get paid pretty well. So for them to do that is just beyond me. It's crazy. But yeah, there's a video of a shoplifter cop.
Yeah.
Cop.
And what was the result? Did they get in trouble?
Oh
at
yeah,
all?
she absolutely got in trouble. Yeah.
Well, lucky. I
She
mean,
lost her
usually it
job,
doesn't
and
happen.
I believe she was prosecuted, but I would have to watch the video again. But it's
That's a rare occurrence. It's a super rare occurrence, KDOT. Hardly ever happens.
yeah.
Hardly ever happens.
Well, at least of getting caught. I did hear of another officer stealing multiple times out of a 7-Eleven or something like that. Just pick up a drink and then just walk. The
And
fuck out.
you're absolutely correct when you say that, KDOT. It's not like these guys are underpaid. None of them are underpaid.
No.
And they always go to officer safety, right? It's a dangerous job. It no longer is a dangerous job.
No, it's
When you can get away with literal murder,
Yeah.
it's not a dangerous job. When you can shoot first and ask questions later, there's no danger in that.
Yeah,
Right?
it's numbered the 22nd most dangerous job.
And I think it's gotten even
Not
lower
even
than
top
that.
20. You
Yeah,
know?
and it's gotten even lower
The
than
number one dangerous job in
Construction?
No, it's a tree cutter.
that. Oh yeah, tree cutter. Yeah, tree cutter.
Literally a tree cutter. That's the most dangerous job.
Yeah, tree cutting. I know construction's up there in the top 10.
I think if I could be wrong. I gotta look at it again, but I even think crossing guard is up there. You know. 'cause
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
you know,
There's traffic and
which I know it might sound silly, but you know,
West Side.
dangerous
Welcome.
job.
Moses, nice to
I
have
mean,
you
you
here,
get
buddy.
hit. You know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying that there isn't an element of danger to this job because there are elements of danger, but they've made it where it was in the top 5 most dangerous jobs down to I believe it's lower than 22nd now. I mean, when you looked at that was a few years back, KDOT.
About a year ago.
Was it about a year?
About a year.
I guarantee it's about. They probably aren't even in the top 25
I'm interested
anymore.
to see what it is now.
Yeah,
If it is,
yeah.
you know.
It's getting less and less dangerous for them.
Yeah. The number one, and not only that, the number one, and when they say, "Oh, cops get shot at all the time,"
Oh,
no, it's
bullshit.
a rarity. It's very
That's a
much
rarity. Yeah.
Those are either repetitive criminals or hardcore criminals who are just they don't care. They'll take your life. The number one thing of officer safety or death, I would say, is traffic accidents. Literally, them pulling somebody over and then being hit by a car. Literally,
Yep.
that is the most.
And you know what? Construction has that all the time, KDOT, when they're doing night work. Like, that's the most.
Oh, yeah.
My dad used to work construction, and there was a time where he wasn't working that night, but there was somebody killed literally and that it is dangerous working at night on the side of a road because it's dark, you can't really see. And that's understandable. That is a dangerous aspect of their job. That's probably the most dangerous aspect of their
Yeah, I
job.
mean, because a tire pop off.
Yeah.
I've seen video of a tire pop off and it hit somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So crazy. Absolutely.
Mental health nursing is more dangerous, Fab Daddy says. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Anytime you're dealing with mentally ill patients, that is way more dangerous than what these guys do. And they get paid handsomely. Like, I think the minimum in Denver is like somewhere around 70, 75 grand.
I think some.
And if you have any type of
And aren't they
tenure,
getting bonuses too, or no?
oh, they always get bonuses, man. I mean, well, wasn't it Aurora a couple years back
It was
or a
like
year back? They got like
$8,000.
8 grand just given to them to stay with no stipulations on it. So
Yeah.
people were getting that 8,000 and then jetting right after. Why not? I mean,
And they just got approved for a $350 million grant
yeah. For what?
for law enforcement in Colorado, and I'm like,
Yeah. I think we need to go the opposite. When we say defund the police, that doesn't
more than
mean
$250 million. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, $250 million for what? These guys already get paid our tax
Yeah.
dollars like crazy. How many sergeants have we seen make 120 G's or close to it?
You said what?
How many sergeants have we run into that make 120 G's?
Oh my goodness. I think most of them.
Most of them
I would
are
say
about
most of them,
120
yeah.
G. And
There'll
they
be a couple of times maybe run into a rookie here.
right,
over there, but-
maybe 100 or 90, but still, I mean 120 G a year. That's a lot of money, man. Like a lot
Sometimes
of
these
money.
cats will only be on the force for like 3 to 5 years or something.
Yeah,
like that. I'm like,
yeah,
man,
3 to
already
5
making-
years. I've seen people work here a year making 100 G's. A year in Denver, and making 100 G's. It's ridiculous, man. The money is just crazy. I can see the allure of the money,
Yeah.
but the job itself, you have to be morally bankrupt to take this job. And I don't care what anybody says. The vast majority of these guys are dirty and corrupt. Because if you turn the other cheek, you don't say something, if you see something and you don't do something or say something, then you're just as guilty. So all these people that say, well, he's a good cop, has a good record and all this, how many cops has he seen, that person seen, do the wrong thing and not done anything about it or said anything about it? And that's all because of the thin blue line. You can't say or do anything because you're gonna be kicked off the force or treated badly or things of that nature. I couldn't do it, KDot. I don't. My moral compass would not let me get into this field.
Yeah.
Very, Tanya, nice to have you here. Stop treating KDot like he's a piece of meat. He has a brain, Well, he is, eye candy for sure. Michael, welcome. They pay slave catchers as well. Yeah, well, we all know the history of policing, right?
Yeah, they got until 12:40, and then we're gonna go back up there and tell them, hey, we need to put a rush on the sergeant. We got shit to do.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. They think their time is more valuable than our time. Our time is
Yeah.
just as valuable. I got shit to do, KDot.
Yeah, we got shit to do. So.
But look, I knew we were going to be sitting here for a while. I just knew it. As soon as you said we need to start. But look, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 idiots just sitting around doing nothing, sitting there talking, and one of them could be talking to us.
Yep.
5 people just sitting around.
Might get a fucking sergeant while you're out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. There were 6 people in there.
Who the fuck is this guy? Plaid shirt.
I don't know, but he's out of uniform. Unless he's undercover or...
See how when you was pointing, they started scattering.
Oh yeah. As soon as I started pointing at, like I was doing this and that and talking and narrating, they had to leave because it looks bad when you got 5, 6 people standing around doing nothing. And now he's acting like he's typing. Get the fuck out of here, man. And make sure you ask them about the complaint forms, KDOT, because I know they have complaint forms. They can lie all they want and say they don't have them, but I've been to this particular district before and had them set them out in the lobby specifically so people can get to them and have access to complaint forms. And accommodation forms too. It goes both ways. It's the same form. What's up, Johnny Bravo? Fraud, nice to have you here. We are here currently trying to talk to a sergeant. KDOT has a legitimate complaint that he needs to put in. Now, are you going to put that in paper form, KDOT, or are you just going to give it to the sergeant?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to give your complaint to the sergeant, or are you going to put it on a piece of paper?
No, we're gonna. It's all recorded. We're just gonna get, say. So if he says we never, I never got a complaint. Oh, we'll just send the video. Yeah, there's this video right here. Need a complaint, and then we'll.
And you're going to ask for a follow-up.
Yeah, and then hell, we can send it to the chief.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we'll just send it directly to the chief. I'm tired
Speaking
of
of the chief, did he get back to you about that?
About what?
When you had emailed him?
For talk after?
At the Walmart?
I haven't gotten anything.
Nothing yet?
Nope. Carrie Ann, welcome. Nice to have you here. Patricia, I've never seen the inside of a jail cell, hon. So you can take that shit right on out of here.
Yeah. All right,
January 20th will be history, she says. Is that a threat? Right. Is that a threat, Patricia? That's interesting. I ain't going nowhere.
Can we put a rush on the sergeant? We got things we have to do.
I saw a Sergeant Clark just pulled in, I believe, so he's
Just
aware of it. I know he called him. I imagine he should be coming up.
Beard? Is that what his name is?
Yeah,
Bear?
Yeah,
Bear. Okay. All right,
I
you said
dealt
his
with Bear.
car just pulled in?
I think so. I saw it's one of the Sergeant cars. I assume it's him. I just got here not so long ago, so whatever.
Is there any way you can find out?
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'll call back.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm very well aware of that, Michael. You have no idea. I mean, KDOT and I have been doing this for years. And we ain't going anywhere. Oh, that don't work, the Purell. Everybody, I don't know why everybody thinks just because Trump is getting in office that all the auditors are just going away. We're just gonna.
If anything,
Hold on.
Hey, just a quick question for you so I can tell the sergeant which officer is it you want to talk to him about?
I'm sorry, what now?
Just so I can tell the sergeant which officer is it you want to talk to him about?
Sergeant, no, I'm sorry, Officer Little, badge 07040.
That'd be Officer Byrager or Sergeant Byrager. I don't know if he's here. Can we go see if Sergeant Byrager's here?
Black gentleman, he has like,
Yeah,
Blocks.
I know
Okay.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, he's part of our hot team, our homeless outreach team.
you see, so what now?
He's part of our homeless outreach team, our hot team. I'll go see if his sergeant is here. If not, I'll
What? He shouldn't be.
Wow.
That's for sure. Dickhead.
Wow.
Thank you.
He's part of the homeless outreach team, man.
Ow,
Wow. Wow.
What? He should be nowhere near human beings, period. But not the homeless outreach. Now, he might look homeless, but...
You know what, Patricia? Fuck Trump and fuck all politicians. It ain't gonna stop us from doing what we
honestly,
do.
to tell you the truth, I think activists got more notoriety during his run as president.
Okay, if that happens, then
That's true.
if Elon Musk is gonna get rid of the Constitution, get the fuck out of here, man.
It's gonna get rid of the Constitution. Fuck that guy. You better chill. They out here unaliving CEOs. I'm just saying. They better
you
chill.
get rid of the
People-
Constitution, and you got a bigger problem than
You know what I'm saying? Like,
than just us auditing.
People better start
police.
taking the people serious.
Well, that's what I'm
People
saying, KDOT. If they get rid of the Constitution, they got a bigger problem
They got a
than a
way
couple
bigger
of auditors auditing a District 2 in Denver. They got bigger problems than that. And you're right.
There was also talks about Joe Biden passing a martial law.
Oh, hell no.
Talking about if I don't know if this is true or not. I'm gonna do some research on it about if people complain about the U.S. government, the military has the right to shoot them on sight, which is if I was part of the military, I'd be like, oh well, I quit. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm not. That's not what I signed
No,
up for.
you got a bigger problem with the military if you start declaring martial law on your citizens. It's not going to happen, Patricia. You're living in a fantasy world. Look, even with Trump, the shit ain't going to happen. He's not your messiah. He's nobody's messiah. Neither is Biden or any other fucking politician that's lying to you. You know how a politician is lying, KDot? Their fucking lips are moving. You know how a cop is lying to you? Their lips are moving.
Yeah.
So that it goes hand in hand. So it's up to you to not deal with any of that shit. We're not going away. January 20th. Matter of fact, I might do a video January 20th at another district, KDot. Maybe we'll go January 20th just to prove a point, just to prove Patricia wrong. Because she says on January 20th, all of us are going away.
Who said that?
Oh, Patricia in chat because she knows more than everybody else, man.
Oh, we're all going away.
All the auditors, all the people fighting for your freedoms.
Like going away where exactly?
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. It's a threat.
Is there a location?
Right.
Vacation
Are we going to
spot?
Guantanamo Bay, Patricia? Where would you like us to be?
Yeah, like where? Yeah, I would love to know where that's at.
You do listen to the news too much, Patricia. Don't just turn off the mainstream media.
Is there good food there?
Is there good food in Guantanamo? I know. The news is ridiculous.
I just figured I'd ask,
I think, you want to put all the auditors, what constitutes an auditor, man? Like, I'm not specific.
Corporal Bailey, that's who I am. So I just talked to the sergeants back there, and I apologize for us not getting the name of the officer that you had to file a complaint, you wanted to file a complaint on earlier. So Fred Little's sergeant isn't working today. So what I can do is this: if you're willing to call the station line, I'll have my officer direct you straight to his voicemail. You can leave a voicemail with Sergeant Byregger, and then he'll get back in contact with you.
Are you the person in charge right now?
I'm on the desk. No, I'm an injured officer. I'm a corporal, so I'm a trained officer. Yes, I'm not the person in charge of him.
I'd rather talk to a sergeant.
You want to talk to a sergeant?
I
today?
want to talk to a
Okay,
sergeant.
I understand. There may be a little delay on that, and that's no problem. You have every right to request a
Yeah, I
supervisor.
just want to talk because I need them to understand that. Then this is not my first encounter with Mr. Little.
Okay.
And
Not a chance, Patricia.
it's become a problem now.
Okay.
Because I was at my place of business.
Okay.
So we don't get to do that.
Yeah, I understand that.
I own my own business, and
Okay.
you don't get to just do whatever you want because you feel like you have a gun and a badge and think that you can just say whatever you want to me.
Okay.
Absolutely not. That's unacceptable. So yeah, I'd like to speak.
Okay, absolutely. I'll relay that message. Just understand, it may be a little while right now because we're in between kind of shift change on sergeants.
Approximately.
I can't say, and I'm not trying to pull you.
An hour,
So
two,
here's where
they
we're
don't
at.
get
I'm going to
fucked.
be really just open with you.
Okay.
So my day shift sergeants are both out. They've had a critical incident, so they're both out on site with people. So they're not here to talk to you. Sergeant Baird is not here to talk to you.
That's what you should
So
do.
we have sergeants coming in for swing shift, and they start at 2. Roll call ends about 2:30. So it'll probably be a little bit after that a sergeant will be available for you to talk to.
So do I need to come back around that?
You absolutely can come back if you'd like to.
You said approximately around.
So roll call for us at swings will be 2. I'm a swing shift officer, but because I'm hurt, I come in at noon.
Okay.
So they'll be, we'll get.
You're all right.
I'm getting there. I blew out my ACL on my right knee and had surgery. So not a good time.
No, I hope you get better.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate it. Thank
let
you.
me ask you this
Yes, sir.
question. So nobody's in charge then right now?
They are in charge. We're running the radio. So what I'm saying is nobody's physically here at the station to talk to you. We don't have to have somebody at the station to be in charge because we're all in contact by radio. So we're aware that you're here and there is somebody in charge, but I don't have somebody
is he
physically
directly under you?
No,
No.
I'm not on that team. That's only a 4-person team.
Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're totally fine, sir. Did I answer your question, sir?
You answered it, but I don't think it's a satisfactory answer. There should be somebody at all times to take a complaint or an accommodation for that matter.
Yeah.
So,
a
you
lot of
know,
times that
waiting
can-
2 hours for somebody to come down here is completely unacceptable. You guys should at least have somebody like in the interim ready
So,
to take complaints
sir,
or
I
whatever.
completely understand where you're coming from, and I would love that to be the case, and I'm going to be really honest and blunt. If we had the funding, and if we had the, no, hold on, if we had the manpower, if we truly had the manpower, but we're short-staffed, and we honestly have a lot of stuff that goes on. We have this critical incident, a sergeant has to respond on scene, because they have to be the one running the scene. It cannot be an officer, it can't be a corporal, it has to be a sergeant. So when those happen, sergeants leave the district, and they're out there and they're handling those. They're still on the radio, they're still able to talk, they're still able to run things in operations, but unfortunately, we don't have a physical body here to talk to you. I understand your frustration, which is why I'm coming out to talk to you.
Okay.
And I try not to talk to
No,
you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate
100%.
that. I
I want to
appreciate
make sure
that.
we give you the respect that you deserve.
Yeah.
All the day.
I mean, but to be fair, you guys did receive $350 million that was passed as far as the police budget. So I mean, I thought you guys were almost up there as far as the staffing.
There's a very large chunk of the days that we are actually understaffed on every detail when we're out in the field. That's the truth. We're supposed to always have at least 2 sergeants. A lot of days we only have 1. That's just the truth.
Are you guys more employed deployed, excuse me, on the weekend or on the weekday?
I wish I could give you a set answer on that. I can't. And it's based on where officers' days are off. And same with that, they restrict when we go for our days off. They actually block out days to try to even it out as much as possible so we don't run into that. About this year is usually when we're the strongest, but then as promotions happen, schools happen, trainings happen, other things happen, because we have to fill other positions, we just drop down in numbers. And while we do get recruits out of the academy, you also have to wait the 4 months for them to finish their TO before they even count as a body on the street.
Let me ask you this question, Corporal. I've been in this district before.
Yes, sir.
And I talked to, I can't remember the sergeant's name. One of them was Bayard, but there was another sergeant as well.
Okay.
And the bone of contention that I had is there's no complaint forms out in the lobby. And they quickly, I mean, it took them a while, but they found the complaint form / accommodation form because it's the same thing. And that's a problem. Not
Would you
having
like a complaint form?
I would love a complaint form. I talked to this guy. He had no clue. He acted like he didn't even know what a complaint form was. But I would like a complaint form. And I would like for those to be displayed in the lobby so when people come here, they don't have to talk to an officer, get a complaint form. They can just fill it out, give it to whoever's up at front, get a copy with the name on it. That way there's a paper trail. You know, I know you guys have complaint stuff online, but people would much rather have a paper
physical hard
copy of
copy.
it, because a hard copy, because a lot of times him and I have put in either accommodations or complaint forms online, and they mysteriously just vanish.
Okay.
So yes, I would like complaint forms, and I would like some of them back out in the lobby like they were before.
Okay.
That way, when
I
people
don't
come
have-
in,
and I'll be honest with you, I'm happy to pass that on. I don't have control on what is and isn't in the lobby. Like, I have control of the recruit that I train. Yeah.
I would offer that suggestion.
Yeah, 100%. And like, here's the thing: what you said to me, I will pass on. I'm not. It's not going to die.
but look, this is not something that you need an administrative red tape thing. You find the forms and you simply put them out in the lobby. It's not
This
a
isn't
hard
my
thing.
district, sir. I don't own this district.
No, well, I own it, and so does he.
Different district.
No. So when I say that, I work in this district. Yes, I am an officer assigned to District 2. Yes. When it comes to where things are displayed and how stuff are out, I don't control that. That's what I'm saying. It's when I say it's not my district, I'm not the commander of the district.
Gotcha.
Do I take responsibility for things here? 100%. Do I take responsibility for myself and my actions? 100%. And if there's a way that I can assist citizens, like I'm doing right now, 100% I'm willing to do it.
Okay.
I think it just might be a suggestion. Hey,
Yeah, 100%.
Commander, just
And I
might-
appreciate that. And when I said I'm going to pass it on, I am not blowing you off. And I want you to understand that. I 100% will pass it on.
Okay.
No, I appreciate that.
I appreciate that as well.
100%.
But honestly, in all honesty, it's a simple thing to just
yes, I
grab
get what
some
you're saying.
forms and put them out here. It doesn't take permission from higher ups. It's a simple thing. the citizens demand it. I'm a citizen. He's a citizen. We're citizens of Denver. And we want the ability to come in here and not be hassled, because I've been in here several times, hassled by whoever's here. And I'm not talking about this gentleman in particular, but he gave me a statement form, which is not the equivalent of an accommodation form or a complaint form. I mean, I can put my complaint on this, but I mean, I want the actual
And I'll
form.
be, so here's the thing, I'm gonna have to go back and dig. I'll be honest, I haven't seen a complaint form, but I'll look in our.
Well, that in itself is a problem,
So,
officer.
hold
Do you
on.
see the problem? Like if
I
you
don't,
yourself
because-
have never seen a complaint form or an accommodation form, it goes both ways. We've done both, accommodations and complaints. And there is a form, because that was one of the
Matter of fact, This
excuses.
is the first form. This is the first place that I actually seen it at.
You had the
when I
form.
had asked
So,
it.
so what I
It
can
was
do is
from
I'm
a
gonna go in our
site.
database, because everything's in there. Every form we have.
Yeah.
Everything we have is in there. And we have a absolute ton of forms.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Have I seen one directly personally? No. Because everybody that's ever had an issue, I pass out the link, and they're okay with that. But you're expressing displeasure with the link, so I'm happy to work to try to find a solution.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, that'd be-
we
that'd be
don't.
good.
We don't want computer nonsense. I mean, because
understand.
I've dealt with that too many
Yeah.
times.
And
I put
sir,
it,
I
and,
completely
and it's
understand
even
that.
happened with accommodation. I don't want you to think that we're always here just, you know, what do they say? Antagonizing. I've never, done that.
Our goal is provide transparency, actual transparency, not like the news, but transparency. As we're here now having this conversation, and I think there needs to be more of this conversation. What we're doing is community and police, right?
Yes.
And the thing is, even though they're probably the worst police, Aurora police, because they're on a consent decree. That's factual. But to their credit, at least they have complaint forms out in the lobby. They could just go pull it out, bring it back tomorrow, maybe slip it under the thing,
got you.
not bother anybody,
Yeah.
and then go about their
Right.
business.
And-
that's
And I understand, and that's
There-
with us, we've done
It's
the
a lot
electronic.
easier even without
Yes,
bothering.
and I understand, and to my answer to that is, and to go to your first thing, I'm a huge fan of civil discourse.
Okay.
Which is 100% why I came out from behind the glass, because I don't want to have that separation. It's the same why I work on the streets. I've had opportunities to come off the streets, but I like staying on the streets, because my job is to serve my community. And I believe right now I'm serving my community by coming out and having this discussion.
And I
with you.
appreciate that. I really
100%.
appreciate that.
And from our end, I get where you're coming from with the paper form. From our end, most people have preferred the electronic, but you were expressing displeasure, so I'm going to work to try to find a solution for you.
The solution.
I can only appreciate
Okay,
it. Let me-
I appreciate that, Corporal. But let me express really why I have displeasure. Not because of anything other than I've already been through this process.
And this is
here.
not personally on you.
No,
Yeah.
I understand that.
He's-
100%.
He's talking about it.
Right.
in general.
This has nothing to do with you,
Yeah.
but this definitely has something to do with this district too, because I said it straight before with the sergeants here, Baird, and I can't remember the other guy. Remember the Caucasian gentleman that was here?
Blonde
That
hair,
was,
sergeant?
yeah.
Kind of skinny.
No.
Yeah, he was slim.
Well, this is a different one, man. But anyways, the whole point of the matter is I've already gotten this issue resolved with whoever was in charge here.
Oh.
And now I come back and there's no forms here, and I go up and ask for one, and nobody knows. Nobody knows anything about anything. It's kind of weird how that works. So in my mind, what I'm thinking is after I did the hard work to get that done to where people could come in here and not have to worry about computers and things that are lost and all that shit, I come in here and there's no complaint forms and nobody knows where a complaint form is.
Okay.
And not even you.
And I can.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and again, like I expressed before, I understand your frustration with
And
that. And today I'm going to work to find a
Okay,
solution.
Honestly,
I
if I
appreciate
were
it.
you, I'd be a little frustrated myself. Like, well, wait a minute. Like, we're all supposed to be a team. I should know these things,
Mm-hmm.
especially so I can better serve my community. It's never a good look to be like, well, I don't know.
And here's the thing, and I'm going to answer that.
Yeah.
100%. So again, our policy has been to give out those cards, to give people direct access
Sure.
to IA, to give people direct access to the portal. So
Understood.
there's been no deliberate attempt to try to keep that separate. I understand your frustration. Those are going to the ether, and so you want to have that hard copy of paper. And like I said, here in Denver, just like any police department, as you age and grow, you add more and more paperwork.
Sure.
You know, this department back in the day, you would have had this much. Now we have this much,
Yeah,
which is why the joy is we have a portal. I have the ability to research
I'll
it,
tell you
and I
about
am
that in
going
a
to find
minute.
a solution for you.
Okay.
Which anytime a citizen comes to me and they have something, it's the same thing I learned in the military when I was a sergeant. If I'm going to tell you that I know something and I don't know something, then it's a fallacy and I have no integrity.
Okay.
And 100% in this case, you brought something to me that I'm unaware of. Is it possible for me to learn every single thing? It's hard for any human to learn every single thing and where they're at. But I'm not going to tell you no to something. I'm not going to argue with you and tell you that you're wrong. I'm going to go and I'm going to research a solution. I think that's what any good officer should do. When a citizen comes to them and they believe there's an issue and there's a hole, it's our job to do the research. I'm a police officer.
That's a
My job
good
is to
point.
investigate.
That's a good point, officer.
that is
But it goes to my point. Something as simple as this shouldn't have so much red tape, especially after the fact. It's already been done. I've already done this work. I've laid this groundwork.
I can't answer it to what you've done before because unfortunately I wasn't involved in that.
No, I understand you can't, but I'm telling you what happened. It's all videoed, so it's on my channel. And if you would like, you can go to it. Mexican long hair. I've been to all the districts and same type of stuff. You know, I want the people to be able to either complain or to give accommodations where they're due. And if we can't get to a point where we have simple complaint forms out in the lobby because somebody doesn't want to go on a computer. What about disabled people? What about elderly people that don't necessarily want to do it the new school way and they want to do it the old school way and get things done that
A
way?
lot of times that's handled with a phone call. People will call and speak to a sergeant.
Yeah, but
in your
that
case, you want
stuff-
to speak to a sergeant directly, which we're going to provide for you. And that's why I gave you the time because I came out here to talk to you because I don't want you to sit
So
here and
quick
waste your
question.
time. Yes,
Quick
sir.
question. The person that you said the phone call, right? I would be speaking to a sergeant directly. Oh.
So today, well, hold on. Today, no. And,
Oh.
and it, like again, I'm always going to be transparent.
Okay, I see what you're
Sergeant Byrigger is not working today. His team's a Monday to Friday team.
Gotcha.
So Officer Little, Sergeant.
He's kind of heavy set, right? A little heavy set.
Not really. No, he's a bigger, taller guy.
Okay, maybe
Anyway, yeah, he's not working today, and
Okay.
so I'm not going to brush you off with a phone call and send you a voicemail if that's not what you want.
Gotcha, yeah.
Which is why I'm going to tell you that, and it's clear you expressed you want to speak to a sergeant,
Yeah.
so I'm going to make that happen for you. But I also want to give you the timeline because I understand your time and your day is precious,
Yeah.
and I don't want you to waste your time.
Okay.
So if it's something you want to stay here and wait, by all means, you are more than welcome to.
Okay.
Obviously, you're filming, you're welcome to do it. Your First Amendment rights, I fully support them. And then, should you wish to leave and come back, I'll make the sergeant aware so that somebody's ready to come talk to you after roll call. Whichever you prefer, and I'm also going to address your complaint form issue, and I'm going to track that down as well.
Yeah, that one shouldn't be hard because I've already been through it here. It took me weeks to get that done, but I finally got it done, and it was a simple solution. The sergeant went in there,
Yep.
he printed out some, came out on that printer there, I believe, and he just simply came out
He's
and
right.
put them over here.
He's- Basically, he just wants consistency all the way
Yeah,
around.
I
That's
fully
cool.
understand that. Yeah,
So-
and that's honestly, that's why I'm a training officer because I appreciate this well. And as I train my young officers to do exactly what I'm doing with you, which is to serve my community. 99% of my job is not running. Yes, I wear a gun on my hip, but it stays in its
I
holster.
appreciate that.
And my job is to do this right here: have a conversation, find a problem, and then work to find a
I
solution.
appreciate it. Coming up with a solution-based conversation. So I
100%,
like
sir. Civil discourse is exactly what makes us great
I
Americans, right?
agree. I like this.
And I
No matter
appreciate
how
it as
many
well.
videos of me cussing an officer out, I'd rather have discourse like this. This is what this is the reason why we do the work that we do.
I got you.
It's not to it's not to antagonize. It's literally to have a conversation.
Yep, and I
bridge the
appreciate you.
gap,
Yep.
and to show people, it's not a far stretch. Maybe media extends it a little bit too far. They don't show this, and this is what people need to see more.
Yes,
So-
and I fully agree. This is, I would say, the vast majority of interactions with officers are this, and if they aren't this, that's again why people like me are training officers, because we want this to be the case. I served my country in the military, and then I put this uniform on to serve my community where I live.
What branch of the military officer?
I was in the Army.
Army? Okay.
Thank you for your
Yeah, of
service.
course.
And then, and you also took that oath twice.
Yes,
right?
sir. To uphold my Constitution, which is what I'm doing right now.
What do you say about the people that say the Constitution is going to be suspended come January 20th?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
And this is why, because you have an entire generation of veterans that spent their entire
Right.
life violently representing that Constitution. We live the Constitution, we breathe the Constitution.
Right.
Any attempt to do something like that is not going to work because your people that would be enforcing that.
Yeah, and the people in the
will not
military
enforce that
wouldn't.
Because I took a
Yeah,
oath
you
to
took the oath.
Constitution.
That's right.
I appreciate
That's
that.
right.
Sergeant, when you coming sergeant?
I don't know if I want to become a sergeant. I was a staff sergeant in the Army. I enjoy, this is why, I like being on the streets. If I'm a sergeant, just like my sergeants get buried in paperwork, I like to be in the community.
You like to be in the community. You don't want to be behind a desk.
Yes,
Or-
yes. I like to be in my community because I'm a huge fan of proactive policing, and that doesn't mean I'm doing traffic stops and trying to put people in jail.
Okay.
My job is to do my job as best I can to avoid people having to go to jail, to see holes in the community, try to direct resources. That's why we have STAR. That's why I have co-responders. We have an outreach case coordinator here. I can pass addresses and families to them because a lot of times crime is not the problem, crime is a symptom. And I fully understand that. And that's a huge part of my job is to address and identify those issues.
That's kind of
and
funny
pass those
because
on.
your
Crime
thoughts
is
on
a
that
symptom.
is the thoughts that I have on policing. You guys aren't all the problem. You guys are symptoms of the problem. You know, all the problems that are out there that we address, those are symptoms of major problems within the police force. It's interesting that he brings that up because
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Like
yeah, and I just, you know, and I don't understand because with Mr. Little, you know, there was a scene that happened off of Colfax, and I don't remember where it was off Colfax.
Yeah.
And simply, I was polite. I said, "Hey, excuse me, officer, can I have your card?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can, you know, and the incident number,
Yep.
so just so I can reference back who I talked to and all those type of things." He just irritated that I asked for his information. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't understand, like what?
Right.
Because the reason why I asked is because there is people who impersonate police officers. It's been on video.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of how a lot of these people get hurt.
And I've only been an officer for 6 years, but in my 6 years, I've arrested one person for that. So I understand that. It's not a common thing, but does it occur? Yes.
Yeah.
In this case, that person had been an officer. They hadn't turned in all their credentials. They were trying to pretend to still be one.
Yeah.
So, and I understand, which is why when I go, I make sure I'm fully identified. If I'm not, you know, if you ask to see my badge, I would show you, and I'm not trying to reveal my gun, but my badge is right here.
Yeah, yeah.
I have my ID. I'm happy to give that to you. I don't have a business card on me, but I'm happy to get it. I know you're recording. My name is Corporal Bailey, badge 18034. My information is there for you to have. And I understand that. That's the whole point, and we learned that in the academy here.
But why? And I'm not asking you to speak for other people, but you do work around these people.
Yes, sir.
Why is it? Why do they catch such an attitude when?
I can't speak for what happened, and I wish I could. If I had been there, and again, I'm going to come from, I always want to speak from a position of knowledge, because if I don't, then I'm speaking false to you.
Okay.
In this case, I wasn't there for that incident. I'm not familiar with it.
Okay.
So I don't want to have an opinion either way,
Okay.
because I don't want to give you a false answer. And that's, to me, again, I speak from a position where I want to have strong integrity,
Okay.
and I always want to be telling the truth. And in that case, I can't, because I
Vincent,
wasn't
that's
there.
the reason
But
why
in
we
my
do
opinion,
what we
just
do,
as I've
bro.
expressed, my job is to give you my information. My job is to find problems and solve problems, which is why I'm out here discussing with you. I'm happy to do it all day.
Okay.
Anything else I can do for you, gentlemen?
Well, I think you should apply for the sergeant position.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I'll go track down. Are you going to stay for the complaint forms? Or are you going to come back with him? Or what is your
I think we're going to come back.
Is it approximately around
2:30?
So roll call will be 2. We usually get done between 2:30 and 2:45. I can't guarantee they'll come out at exactly that minute, but I'll let them know you do wish to speak to them. And in the time you guys are gone, I'll track the complaint forms down. I'll have
Okay.
one for you when you come back.
That's awesome. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%, sir.
And one real quick thing.
Yes.
There's another reason why we're both specifically here is we were basically the reason that those no recording signs in this lobby were taken down, because a lot of people would come in with a camera and the police would freak out, say, "Look, did you see the sign?" I mean, I was pushed down in District 6 because of those signs, and it's absolutely wrong. And I'm glad that you guys complied, except it's still there. That sign actually should be taken down, because that's a restricted area.
So understand, notice on the back there is the door, and then there's the magnetic detector, because once we get back there, we have an interview room, we have an evidence room and stuff like that.
Right.
That's why. Like, you're able to stand here, you have free sight.
Right. No, I understand
You're
that,
not
but
able to go past there with an officer.
right, but that particular sign has so many negative connotations of even the interactions that I've had at this district and other districts. And I worked really hard, and this gentleman worked really hard to make sure that those were taken down, because
Well, I can't speak for what you've had in the
was-
past,
it
but I can
was-
speak for, can I just answer just real quick?
Yeah,
No,
so-
I'm not trying to cut you
Go
off,
ahead,
sir.
go ahead.
I can't speak for what's happened in the past, but I can speak for now. And I can tell you this, again, you're recording, notice I've had no issues with it whatsoever. That's your First Amendment right. If I
Right.
was on a traffic stop and you wanted to come and film, I would address it and say, yes, you're absolutely free to film. Please don't come this close. If I block your vision, let me know. I will give you free vision access to everything. I just ask that you don't physically interfere with what I'm doing. Or
Right.
because obviously you have
We know
Zoom
all the
and
laws,
stuff.
so yeah, we know all
yes,
that.
And
We
that's
would
every
never
time
do
I've
that.
had anybody come to my scene, that's the discourse that I have with
Yeah.
them. Because I understand that you're filming, you want to make sure that I'm legit. I want to be legit.
Okay.
I have no desire to be any other way. People film me if I stop them on traffic stops. I'm like, by all means, just make sure you get my best angle, because sometimes when I look down and get a double chin,
when
I
I
don't
walk
want that out
outside
there.
of my house, I'm
Work out a little bit
So,
more,
yeah.
man.
I mean, we're all on camera.
Yes, there's
Hello.
cameras every single where.
Yeah.
We all know that. That's how the police are able to solve
Pal?
half the crimes, because there's cameras everywhere, right?
Right.
So
Right.
we're not living in a society where something's not on film anymore. It's not like, and that's honestly why we see a lot of people failing like they didn't used to in the past. I remember in my childhood, you could make mistakes and learn from them. Now, if you make a mistake, it's just public knowledge. You know, and that's, so there's pluses and minuses to everything, but I'm not against it. And again, I also understand it's your First Amendment right, and I defend the rights of everybody in the Constitution.
appreciate
And I'm not here to negate
You
it.
should give this speech to everybody back there.
That's
man.
why I'm a training
You know,
officer, sir.
Right.
That's 100%
So-
why I'm a training officer, because I have a strong
And
philosophy.
that's why he needs to go ahead and apply for the sergeant.
Sergeant, maybe
I said that
commander.
already?
I have no desire. I like, if I went any higher, it would be sergeant. I would stay there, because I don't.
But you're still
again,
on the street.
Because I love the community. I love interacting with the community. I love doing this right here. Because you guys came with a complaint, you were upset, and now look where we're at. We're having. When I say upset, you weren't mad and yelled. Like,
No, see, this is what you guys get away with all the
no,
time.
yeah,
That was
see-
very, very subtle. That was very subtle, and I'll give you credit. You tried it, but it's not working, because I don't ever come into any station upset. I come in with a very pointed nature and a very pointed point of view that I try to get across, and you guys always misconstrue that, because if there's any incident, then you can go back to your cameras or whatever and say that the citizen was upset, when in reality there was no upset nature to what I said. Now, was I pointed? Yes, I'm very pointed and to the point, but never upset when I come in here. Now, if I get attitude like I have several times here and other districts, then I can be upset. And you guys have a right to say that I'm upset, and I have no problem with that. But when you say that when I'm not upset, that's another issue in
so
itself.
let me address that, and I will apologize if my
Okay.
choice of language offended you in that.
Well,
And
I'm just saying like
yeah.
that, and I'm just saying the reason that you guys always do that, it's second nature to you guys, so that you can make sure that if you ever are in a court of law, it paints me as a villain and you as a good guy, when in reality we're both good guys when we first interact. So there's no malice, there's no anger. You know, I didn't raise my voice. My voice is the same regardless, unless it gets into a heated thing.
And I get what you're saying, sir. And again, I apologize for my choice of words. And I think a better choice of word would have been there when you were frustrated. You were frustrated with the situation, and you were frustrated with the time. And so if I use the word upset, and I understand
Right.
where you're coming
You
from.
see what I'm saying?
So here's the thing.
Those
I
are little
understand-
subtle differences that make a big difference in the grand scheme of things. Like, not always when people come into this district are they upset. We can be frustrated. We're human beings. You know, we do, you know, have times when there's no complaint forms that should be out in the lobby that I am frustrated with. But angry or upset, no.
No, frustrated. I would say frustrated.
And I'll say this, I'm an old school Scotch-Irish guy, so if I'm frustrated, I'm probably a little bit upset, so I'm projecting myself on you when it comes to that.
Right.
And like I said, we all have different words we use for different things.
Right.
Yeah,
Am I doing a report on this and trying to put something to court of law? Absolutely not. And I get where you're
No,
coming from.
but you understand what I'm
But
saying.
hold
If
on.
there was a statement to be made, if you had your body cam on and somehow words got exchanged and I bumped into you and you arrested me for assaulting a police.
I'm never
No,
gonna
no, no.
bump-
I'm just
arrest you for bumping into me.
I'm just saying, if that happened and I was put in handcuffs, then the discourse would be, well, you see, Your Honor, I mean, you can see, I even pointed out that he was upset. You see what I'm saying? Little subtleties like that make a big difference to people. And him and I are the ones pointing out those little subtle differences in the way that police act with the public. And it really shouldn't be that way, because neither him or I were upset when we came in here. We
can tell you
came
this, sir,
for a
you can-
specific purpose.
I would encourage you to take my name and my badge number and pull my IA records. You'll see I've had not a single complaint filed.
I've been
by a
known to
citizen.
do that.
No, I can
Yeah,
believe that.
but I'm just saying.
I believe that from you
believe
because
that
you're very
because-
good natured.
Because and I'm an energy person. Me and him are energy people, and what I get from you, you really truly love your community, serve your community to the fullest, and I appreciate that on both sides, as far as military and civilian policing. So I appreciate that. But he is right. Words do matter.
I fully agree with that.
And I appreciate you correcting that. So
Yeah, no issue.
I mean,
I'm just pointing out little things. I mean, him and I are
I guess he's not
little.
gonna apply to be a sergeant.
Right. I wish he would, because then maybe we can get some shit done. But I think I know the reasons why not, even beyond.
for
But I'm just saying, like him and I are a little different. Like we like to point out these little
Who
things.
was the sergeant? Okay, he was the sergeant, kind of heavy set. I think he had like blonde hair.
Yeah, that's the guy. That was the one I was telling
What's
you.
what's the sergeant?
I can't remember his name, but I don't know if he's still here.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's still here. The guy that we were working with. Huh?
I think he only worked during the weekdays though.
Yeah, I don't think he worked on the
And
weekends.
we kind of had a discourse like this, and it was refreshing.
Yeah.
And he understood where we came from.
Yep.
He was just like, no, I appreciate you guys. Like, I appreciate First Amendment. Cop watchers or whatever, whatever people call us.
Yes, sir.
And and I appreciate that we're being appreciated, because at the end of the day, we're looking for. We love highlighting officers do what they're supposed to be doing.
I appreciate that.
And the integrity is when you're doing stuff that people are not watching. And I don't want this to be an act or anything like that. I want this to be a consistent thing, even if we didn't have the camera. You know what
I
I'm
guarantee
saying?
if you run me on the streets and I don't remember who you are, I'm going to treat you the exact same way. I don't care if you got a camera on or a camera off. It doesn't matter to me. And that's really the truth, because again, we're all American citizens.
I get it.
We live here. You have your rights under the Constitution. I fully respect your rights under the Constitution. And that's why I'm actually a police officer, so I can shepherd those rights. Because if I'm going to restrict somebody's civil liberties, I'm going to damn sure have a reason to do it. And in my opinion, it should be a justifiable reason in that day as to why somebody has had their civil liberties restricted. And if I can do anything in my power to avoid that, I'm absolutely going to avoid that. Because taking somebody to jail is a serious incident, and I understand that. And I'm not trying to take somebody's liberties away without cause or reason.
Here's a good question for you, since I got you here and you brought up arrest and civil liberties. Do you think that people should be arrested in full riot gear for bench warrants, like with AK-47s and the full riot gear equipment, face mask, shields, stuff like that, AK-47s for a bench warrant,
Yeah, so-
nonviolent?
And since we were correcting terms before, I'll say there's no officer in Denver that carries an AK-47. We do use an AR platform.
AR, I'm sorry,
that's-
AR
no,
whatever.
you're fine.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be situation dictated, and it's going to be based on the person, the act they committed, and the belief of whether or not they're armed and their resistance level to police. So everything like that is taken into consideration. It's the same before I go somewhere. There's situations where I can just go knock on a door, and that comes to relations with community. There's a large part of my community that I can go and be like, hey man, you got a warrant, let's get this taken care of. I'm going to give them respect. I'm going to play the music they want to listen to. We're going, your day sucks, you're going to jail. So I get that. Like, I know that you have a crappy time, and I'm not trying to make it worse. You want to have a last smoke? Bet, let's have a last smoke. I'm going to give you the respect because I want to have the respect as an officer. I don't want to get hurt, and I want them to get hurt. I want everybody to go the same. So, and I'm not trying to give you a roundabout answer on what you're saying. Essentially, your question there, every situation is dictated based on that person and our understanding and intelligence on that person, their actions and their past.
Let me give you a more specific example then. Let's say somebody was given a trespass, missed their court date, and got a failure to appear warrant. Nonviolent, no known weapons, doesn't own a gun. Would you still send out stormtroopers, I call them stormtroopers, to arrest that individual? Or
Well, the
how
good
would
thing
you
is-
handle that?
The good thing
particular-
is we don't have stormtroopers working for Denver, because anybody that's ever watched Star Wars know they can't hit a thing.
Right.
And we'd just be blasting random buildings.
Oh no,
and
you guys have
nobody knows
proven you can hit a lot of things. I won't go into it, but no, just that's a very real case scenario.
So I hear what you're saying on that, and I'm guessing you're trying to drill down to a specific thing. When it comes down to it, every situation is different. I would have to approach that situation, have the intel myself before I'm going to give you a definitive answer on that.
Well, I just gave you the intel. This is a hypothetical, right? Nonviolent, trespassing, failure to appear.
All I have is like, you're talking about $100 trust bond.
Yes,
They're
something
not
like
with a
that.
large group of people. They're not in like some sort of a violent area.
Right.
They're not in some place where I'm going to have issues. I'm always
Right.
going to bring a cover officer. You should never go
Right,
alone.
of course, you
But
never
again,
go alone.
I'm going to dictate how that goes. So,
Yeah.
but I can't speak to specific incidents that have happened, but based on what you're giving me.
Just
right
based
there,
on what I said.
And that's, even then, I'm probably not going to go hunt somebody for that traffic warrant. But it just depends on the situation. I'm also not, we have different teams that do different things.
Right.
My job, and I can answer for what patrol does. I'm a patrol officer. I'll be a patrol officer for life because I love patrol. My job is to go out and answer the calls of citizens that seek assistance and give them that assistance. And it's not always a law enforcement matter. I help old people that are having mental health issues. I help people that are just having mental health issues. I help people that are struggling. They need assistance with housing. They need assistance with food. Like, my job is to serve my community. That's what patrol is, and that's what I'm going to continue to do till the day I retire.
Okay.
All right?
And what is considered legal in this state? Is it 17?
Legal, what do you mean?
For what?
17?
For what?
Being legal. I'm sorry, legal adult.
Legal adult 18.
18.
I thought it was 17.
No, it's 18.
It's 18?
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just.
Yeah.
When you say like adult age, considered an adult.
Yeah, 18.
Well,
When you say
well,
legal,
yeah.
there's a lot of different things. Like 18, you can drive, or you can smoke a cigarette, but you have to be 21 to
drink alcohol.
Drink alcohol.
Well, I
So when you
guess-
say by legal, I'm just
Can you
making.
get an apartment at 17? I don't think.
No,
I think you have
18.
to have your parents. And even then, a lot of times at 18, like people are allowed to restrict by age.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's 18.
but you're considered an adult. So the difference between juvenile court and adult court is the age of 18.
Yeah.
If that's the question you're asking.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
All right. Well, let me go get those forms for you. Let me make the sergeant aware that he wants to speak to you, and then I guess we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not
two-
going to stay here for an hour.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to make sure I
Yeah,
came and talked
Get
to you,
something
made
to
you
eat.
guys aware of it.
Yeah, I got to get something to eat.
My treat.
Your treat
My
today?
treat.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
It's usually meat.
There you go. All right. We'll see
All
you
right.
gentlemen in a little bit.
Corporal,
Pleasure
thank
talking
you.
to
the conversation.
Very
I
refreshing
really
talk.
appreciate
Hope to
it.
see you
Awesome.
again.
All right,
Get better, man. Hope that knee gets better so you can get out there.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Oh, one more quick question. Well, how do you feel about foot patrols for officers? Like doing actual foot patrols? Like
When we
getting out
have
in
the
the community?
staffing or when we have the grants to do them, I think they're awesome because there's different levels of them.
Yeah.
When I have a high crime area, I like putting officers on foot because there's only so much you can do in a vehicle and you miss stuff driving by even if you're
100%.
creeping. And then I also like it not just looking for crime, but for community engagement. We do that here in District 2. We have grants for that. And we have two different types. We have officers that are trying to, put down like petty crime on Colfax and try to dissuade people and have a presence so that doesn't happen. And then we also have officers, and like the whole purpose of the foot patrol is to go into business, meet with individuals, meet with community members, have conversations, and start to build those relationships and that rapport. Because just like you said, the police aren't here to be the police themselves. Our police are here to serve the community. That's our job. That's why I get a paycheck, and we have exactly those things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have a different discussion on that, but it's for another day.
All right.
I don't want to take up more
All
of
right,
your
so-
time. Have a good day,
I'll
man.
be here for 7.5
Yep.
months. Feel free to stop by anytime
Yep.
between Sunday and Wednesday.
All right. Take care.
I'm sorry, between Wednesday and Saturday.
Wednesday and Saturday.
Wednesday
Okay.
and Saturday.
Those are the days I work.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Lots to take in there, guys. Now, on the surface, this guy is what you would envision cops to be 100% of the time. You wish that they were like this, but KDot and I know better. I mean, and somebody put it right in chat, KDot. Can't remember. I wish I could give you credit. But it's word salad that comes out of their mouths all the time. We want to do this, we want to do that, and put on a good face, and he's a perfect representation of how cops should be if what he's saying is genuine.
Well,
I can
will
only
tell you this. I would want him, if he is genuine, I would want him in the front for sure.
yeah, because
know what
he's
I'm
good with
saying?
words for sure.
And his de-escalation tactics are.
But did you see?
I mean, we weren't upset.
No. But did you see how he? Okay, this is a tactic, and I hope you guys caught this and understand that I wasn't being a weasel by trying to corner him
There's a
on
reason
his
why
wording.
he does.
There's a
and this is
reason
what
why
we,
I do what I
we
do.
what we do. There's a reason
Right.
why MLH does what he does.
Right, because little subtleties like that make a big difference in court, guys. Like if you're gonna do anything like what we do or not, maybe you just pick up your camera and you're recording a situation that happened in front of your house, or you got something going on that you just feel like you need to record. These are the type of things that can get you in a shit ton of trouble
Yeah.
if you don't point out the subtlety to it all. And my scenario was 100% correct. I don't believe for 1 second that if I bumped into him, that he wouldn't arrest me for assaulting a police officer. So my scenario was correct. If, let's say, we started exchanging words, he had already said the stuff about being upset, right? And I bump into him, he arrests me, takes me to the back there, and then we go to court, and then the first thing that's going to be out of his mouth, I guarantee you, is going to be, see, Your Honor, right here, I pointed out that he was upset. He was already upset when he came in here. And that's not the case. KDot and I didn't come in here with an angry heart. We didn't come in here upset or pissed off or anything. He was annoyed, and he wanted a complaint form to complain on an officer that he had a specific situation for, but he wasn't upset at that guy. He wasn't upset at the front desk. I'm upset at the situation that they don't have complaint forms that KDot and I both worked really hard for them to put out in the lobby that they no longer have, and they pretend like they don't know where the form is and all this fucking bullshit that they give you.
It's just saying, and what he's trying to say, you guys, he wants people to be, he wants the department to be more consistent in their operation, their daily operations. If you don't have complaint forms, then you don't have complaint. But don't lie and say that you don't have.
Right.
Don't lie.
Right. And it was a bunch of word salad, guys. Let's get into the shade here.
Yeah.
It was word salad. Nice as pie. This is the type of guy that you want. Maybe you don't want this type of guy because he could be the type of guy that is really nice on the surface, but when you get him out into the field, it's a completely different story. And I have a feeling this guy might be somewhere in between. Like, that's all I can say about that. But at least he was nice to us. That's what matters right now. And hopefully,
I would say this: he made his department look good.
he did make his department look good. But that's just the thing. Those are the ones that you have to worry about.
Yeah, I meant to where it was almost kind of scripted.
Yeah,
You know,
it did seem
He
scripted.
answered your question without throwing his constituents under the bus.
Right. And did you see how when I pointed out the upset stuff, he's like, "Oh, that was a poor choice of words. You know,
Yeah.
that might have been a poor choice of words."
I mean, that's how it should be on the street. I want that same energy on the street. So next time I see him on the streets, I want that same.
I want the
energy.
same thing. That's right.
Because
That's right.
I'll remind him. I'll show him the video. Hey, this is not you,
All right.
brother.
Yeah.
Like,
And I want you guys to understand something real quick. KDot and I worked extremely hard over a period of weeks to months to get that complaint form put out in that lobby. And if you don't believe me, go back to the videos. We did videos on littering. It was a literal rabbit hole that we went down on littering to show that if you can't hold a cop accountable for something as little as littering, then you can't hold them accountable for something as major as murder. And that's been proven time and time again.
I
So
would have to agree with you, my friend.
any final thoughts, KDot, before we end this? We're gonna come back. I don't know about today, KDot. I got
We
shit
don't
to
have
do.
come back today.
Yeah.
We're hungry. I haven't ate anything. I'm gonna treat my friend to something to eat because he took the time out of his day to do this for me. So we'll come back. Stay glued to your television screen because you never know.
Right. There's lots of stuff going on, stuff we can't talk about, stuff that I wish I could talk to you guys about, but
I'm working
just
on
can't.
something right now having to do with Aurora Police and a child, so I have to be.
You have to be very
Well,
careful.
she's not a child anymore, but you know.
Well,
she
but
was a child.
yeah.
And I have to do some things to where the making sure the video makes sense and put context and all those things in.
Yeah.
It.
So be looking for that on KDot's channel. My channel, I'm going to try. This is something for members only live tonight. I'm going to try to get down to City Hall. Do they still do the lights over at the City and County building downtown? KDot, you know?
It should, yeah.
Okay.
You talking about where the main courthouse is?
Yeah,
or
where the
old
courthouse. Yeah, the old courthouse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try for the members, and if you don't have a membership, please try to get a membership. It's only $3. If you can't afford it, I understand. But tonight I'm gonna do a live, just looking at the lights over there. I figured that would be kind of festive and stuff for the members. If you're not a member, don't worry. You can always get a membership, but if you can't afford it, I fully get it. I will release that shortly after that because I don't want anybody left behind. The advantage is you'll be able to see it live if you're a member, not live if you're a
There you
non-member.
go.
That's it. Okay, any final thoughts, KDot?
My final thought is we will be back hopefully sometime next week. Like I said, me and MLH were unlawfully, whatever. But we're gonna be doing a lot of. We probably won't be doing as much cop watching. We'll probably do a little bit here and there, but there's some things projects that we're working on right now. So that will be releasing shortly, and that's about it. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Subtlety matters, guys. When you're dealing with anybody, subtlety matters. So, really listen to people. Don't just hear what they say. Listen.
Always record police.
Yep, and always record, please. Nonfic, thank you for that message, and I truly believe in that. All right, everybody, have a great day. For DJ motherfucking KDot, the legend, and myself here. I'll turn the camera around.
District
real quick.
2.
District 2, right
we are
behind
not
me.
done with that. That is the District 2. So we're still on our tour of letting you know that we were able to get those signs down. So,
Yep.
But appreciate you guys.
Stay safe, everybody. Have a great one. I'll see you guys maybe tonight for some Christmas lights. All right, that's it. Later, everybody.